Welcome to Scrap Talk, your inside look from three outsiders of combat sports, where we aren't experts, but we'll give you our opinions like we are anyway.
Welcome back, Scrap Talkers. I'm Derek.
And I'm Law. What's up, Scrap Talk Nation? How's everybody doing?
And Scotty is gone again.
Where's he at?
I believe Paris.
Paris, France?
Well, he's not a big Cyril Gahn fan, so he went to Paris, Texas. Because he's, I don't know.
He might have been happy if he was a Cyril Gahn fan if he was there now. They're probably cheering with how that went, right?
I don't know. We'll discuss that here in a little bit. But yeah, he's going to go see the Paris, Texas Eiffel Tower and probably send us a picture from it. And then I think he
did send us a picture from Nashville the other day where he was oohing and awing over a Michael Jackson wannabe.
He did. Yeah.
I was worried that the monkey got him.
He was going to Neverland Ranch or whatever. That's what I'm more concerned about. Doesn't be missing.
Never ending ranch.
Yeah, we haven't seen him since, so he could be there.
We have talked to him, but
he could be lying to us on where he's actually at.
And we haven't confirmed it's him. We need a picture, Scott.
Yeah, not a picture or a phone call. It's just been text.
That is true. And he missed our picks. So here's what I think we need to do. And we haven't talked about this beforehand, but I think he'll go along with this. We've been doing whoever's going to lose the picks each week takes the kicks. And then basically since then, we've kind of ended up tying and all this kind of stuff.
I think he's a loser.
Yeah, because he's 0 for 5.
Yeah, he's 0 for 5.
He missed every 5.
And we text him, can you get your picks in? And he listened to the episode, he knew that we recorded, and he knew that he was supposed to get his picks in, and he just didn't do it.
So I think he's got to take some kicks.
I agree. I think he's taking 5 kicks. I'll give you 3 of them. I'll just take 2. Or pick him 2.
You do the first one and the last one.
Okay.
And that way we can maximize it on that. I'm watching slap fighting like crazy, so I'm looking at how to gauge those rounds, so I know. How about 321? So let's get right into it. We're recording at a different time today. We're recording at a different day, I guess, specifically. So 321 just happened. We were able to watch it, go through it, so we can talk a little bit more about it on topic at the right time. What did you think overall? Just kind of a general synopsis.
I'm glad I did not pay $80 for that pay-per-view.
Yeah, you and I talked about the time being different, how it was in the afternoon.
I didn't even know it started. You text me about how it was in the co-main event. Yeah, I was like,
I
had no idea. I mean, it was going to start. I didn't know they're in Dubai. I thought they were in Vegas, and I thought they were going to start at normal time.
Well, that was all for the main event. It was for Tom and Cyril, their countries. Although I will say, they might not should have done that, obviously. I think it seems like the afternoon cards, they're not, I don't know, I haven't looked into this, but we see this kind of stuff more often, I feel like.
There was one good fight on the main card. I went through and watched what I could in most of the fights. The one good fight was the opening fight of the main card.
Yeah.
It was Azamot.
Yep.
Cannot pronounce his last name.
Against Rakic.
Murzakhanov against Rakic, Alexander Rakic. And on that fight, you thought Rakic was going to win. Rakic's a pretty good gatekeeper. Rakic, he's a pretty strong fighter, pretty good fighter overall, but he's been on a downhill slide. And not saying that he's getting beat by just anybody. He's getting beat by the top guys. And I thought this was a good fight to see if Azamot was going to make it to that next step and going to be one of the top guys at light heavyweight. And he showed he is top tier because
everything you can want, he did.
He made it look easy.
Hey, first round, within 3 minutes, I think, ish, in that range.
Yeah, right at 3 minutes.
So, TKO, not a walk-off, but still.
He dominated that fight.
Yeah.
And he's undefeated. He's, 17-0, I think.
And again, this just adds, Derek, to what we've been talking about for about the last 3 weeks. This is someone that you and I really, we knew of him, but we didn't know a whole lot about him. And now we add this to what we already think might be the best division in the entire
6-0 light heavyweight.
That division has gone from 3 years ago being laughable to, it might very well be the best division in the entire sport.
If it's not the best, it's the most fun division because there's 10 guys that could be a champion.
And everything is so much better when 205s are good.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that is just the perfect, in my opinion, that is the perfect combination of almost every one of them is going to have a power that's just going to be ungodly, but they're still going to be fast. And most of them still have a decent amount of cardio.
Yep.
And I'm sorry for rambling, in the heavyweights, you got 1 or 2 guys that are on the floor specialists.
Yeah.
All of them can do something in light heavyweight.
They're all good. You have good high-level wrestlers in the division. You have high-level strikers. You have guys that are good at both. You have high-level jiu-jitsu grapplers. You have literally this to me. So Vanderlei Silva's always been my favorite fighter.
Yeah.
And light heavyweight was the cream of the crop back then. There was no division better. There were so many good fighters. And I'm not saying we're back to that point with that many good light heavyweights, but we are going back that direction.
Yeah.
Where light heavyweight is getting strong. And not just in the UFC, I mean, across the board.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a good division.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know his name, but there's that, everybody makes fun of him because he looks like he is on the spectrum at some sort. He's a Russian guy that's fighting in Russian promotions right now, but he's a light heavyweight wrestler and is dominating as well, too.
And then you got Nemkov, I believe his name. He was a Bellator champion. Now he's a PFL champion.
Well, and I mean, Bellator's, not right now, but for a good part of their time here recently, their heavyweight champion has been a true light heavyweight.
Yeah, that's Nemkov.
Yeah.
I mentioned like Nemkov.
Well, even before him.
Yes, I know you're talking about, but the guy I mentioned beat the one.
Ryan Bader.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah. This guy mentioned beat Ryan Bader.
Yep.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, so
Crazy.
they have across the board. It's getting to be a solid division. And Azamat cemented his name, I think, as a top 5, and I think you got to give him a top 5 fight after this.
Yeah, I think he'll, maybe even that January card, because it was a quick fight. It was a turnaround. That would be a good one.
Those Russian guys, they're all about the turnaround. That's all they live and breathe fighting. He don't want to take time off to go party and eat cheesecake. Like a lot of guys, he's ready to
fight tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Most of those guys are.
Let's jump back just a little bit. This card was a stacked card on the main card. I think it had some good fight. Didn't turn out that way. But, the undercard on this one was a little under. It was a good card, but it wasn't like we've had here recently. But there are a couple of fights we want to poke at specifically. I mean, I think the fact that Sal Kidd and the Hardapet, that was a crazy head kick, man. That was one of the worst head kicks I've seen in a long time.
That was gnarly.
I mean, it was straight, and I watched it several times back to back. Perfect placement. I mean, his ankle hit right on his temple, and it just
shut the lights off immediately.
It was just crazy.
And then you had Walter Walker.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker's brother.
Yeah.
His 4th straight heel hook submission win in the UFC.
That's crazy because at that point, he's got to be guarding for it.
Yeah, and he's a heavyweight, 260. He's a big heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he's soft looking, but his leg locks are unbelievable. And he fought who was supposed to be on the last card, Louis Sutherland. We didn't, we had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I looked him up. They called him like the Hulk. He looked like he's off the juice for the UFC fight. So, but for his fights in Scotland and England, he was fighting. He's a big, giant jack dude with huge traps. And he's still a big guy, but just, not as ripped now. But
didn't learn the lesson from Achilles.
And Walter, literally a minute into the fight, heel hook, and that's his 4th straight. That's never been done at heavyweight.
That's crazy, and it's crazy.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen a heel hook in heavyweight.
Heath Herring didn't Frank Mir get one when he was in a bit? Didn't he have a couple?
I know he had a toe hold on.
Maybe that's what it was.
Toe hold on Tank Abbott. I remember that. And
it was a heel hook that what did he get? What did Brock lose to the first time? Was it a heel hook?
It may have been a heel hook.
Pretty sure it was.
Or no, it was a knee bar. He got him with a knee
with
bar.
a knee bar.
Yeah, he got him a knee bar. Okay. So the heavyweight, you don't see a lot of leg locks. If we have to delve back to Brock Lesnar and Frank,
absolutely.
Yeah, or Tank Abbott.
And we skipped over Verdum, and I don't think he ever did it.
Now Verdum he wasn't a leg lock guy. So.
Yeah.
But that 4 straight, you don't even see that in the wider division.
I mean, like I said just a second ago, at that point, that's got to be part of your game plan. If you've seen it 3 times in a row when you're prepping for this guy, it's got to be something that you're at least looking out for. And like you said, 4 times in a row, but let's not point out the fact that it's 4 times in a row in the first round.
Yes.
Like in the first round.
Yes. So, I mean, Walter Walker, he's got to get a main card fight after that. I mean, unheard of.
I mean, the heavyweight division, there's a lot at the very, very top, and then it kind of gets soft.
But I don't understand why they're not promoting him. 3 in a row is unbelievable.
They're worried that he's going to get the worm and hurt his
shoulder up. Or maybe they're afraid he got a chin like his brother. A good strong wind will knock him down.
I mean, if he keeps hooking people's legs like that, it doesn't really matter if he has a chin.
Another heavyweight fight, and this is one you were really excited about.
I'm telling you, man, there's a chance.
Hamdi Abdel Wahab.
Yeah, Egyptian.
Yeah. Fought Chris Barnett.
And he beat the snot out of him.
Well, one of the big highlights, he just kept yanking Barnett's pants down.
It was pretty funny. There's 2, and we'll put it on the Scrap Talk social media post. We'll put the pictures out there soon. But there's 2 absolutely phenomenal photos that are floating around from this fight. One of which is exactly what you said. His ass is completely out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sometimes you see, a little booty or you see a little butt crack, or on the girls, it might come up a little bit. Dude, his was like down, and all you saw, like you saw everything. Like it was worse than Mike Tyson's because there wasn't a,
like that poster you got. You got a new poster you can add up in your room.
Not yet, but it will be here this week.
Yeah.
And then the other one was a picture to where it was just Mr. Egyptian was just basically doing a hip drag back down. And Chris Barnett's got probably 7 fingers inside the cage. His whole body's pressed up against the cage, and he just looks miserable.
Well, I mean, I know Andy's a high-level Greco-Roman wrestler, so. And from now on, he's your Law's Greco undercard hero.
Well, no,
because he's your first undercard guy you've been really excited about.
And we're going to start picking an early prelim fight.
Yeah, but he's the first one that we've had that won a fight, and you've picked. So.
And in all seriousness, I do think he has a chance to maybe get pushed. And I know we're not going to go heavy into slap fighting, but we were talking just before this. My whole family, we sat down and watched the slap fight event on Saturday that happened on Friday. And we talked very briefly last week about how it's crazy that India, being the biggest country, they've never had a UFC champion. There's someone that's a super heavyweight who is going to get a heavyweight championship at the next slap fight. He just won this weekend. He's Indian, and he was number 3, beat number 1, so he's going to get the next title shot. So they might have a slap champion in India. And then we're looking at Egypt. I don't think we've ever had an Egyptian champion in the UFC.
I don't know if we've ever had an Egyptian fight.
I mean, so
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
And those countries,
they have high level wrestling over in the Middle East.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And those countries, we see the UFC's trying to get more international, especially with the influx of all the Russians and et cetera. That's a gold mine for them to start promoting behind if he keeps winning.
He's 3-1 now. Should be 4-1 if he didn't test positive for steroids.
Chris Barnett's. It's an early prelim fight. Chris Barnett's okay. He's good. I mean, he's obviously out of shape. We're probably in better shape cardio-wise than him, but he's still a heavyweight fighter that's been there, and he knows what he's doing.
Didn't he win by a spinning heel kick?
Yeah.
One time, so he's athletic. Good. Didn't he remind me of Roy Nelson, kind of? He's very deceiving.
That way he looks.
Yeah, athletic he is. If you seen that dude, you'd think he was going to go to a buffet.
Yeah.
And instead he's going to fight the biggest heavyweight person in the world.
Yeah.
Heavyweight.
Not only did he win that fight with that weird kick, wasn't that the one where he did the flip and instead of landing on his feet, literally landed crisscross applesauce straight on his.
Yes, that is it. So he's a super athletic guy.
Yeah, freak athlete.
So I mean, he got and your boy Hamby, I believe is his name. How to pronounce it? He made it look easy.
Yeah.
So what do you give him what kind of fight do you give him at? Maybe him and Walter Walker on the main card.
Yeah, I mean, that would work perfect. You know what? We're going to talk about Volkov here in a few minutes, obviously, with what happened. But on the flip side, either one of those against Almeida might not be a bad fight, especially with the way that fight went.
That was such a boring fight.
Yeah, it was, but he was dominated. The cards, in my opinion, that was one of the worst ref things we've had. He got dominated.
I don't think he got dominated.
I think he lost all 3 rounds.
We're talking about Zoltan Almeida and Alexander Volkov.
Yeah.
So
which we've kind of already moved out the opening match anyway.
So it kind of moved up to the next heavyweight fight. So those are 3rd heavyweight fight in a row we're discussing.
He lost all 3 rounds.
I don't think he did.
I do. And I don't see how. I don't know. Even Dana White afterwards talked to him and apologized to Volkov specifically.
Yeah. Well, that's the second time. I didn't think Zoltan won, but I don't think he got dominated. It was just.
What did we pick? I don't even remember.
So we both picked.
Okay.
And I was the first one who picked Rakic.
I just thought probably Volkov would get a punch in. I just thought that would happen, but he didn't. I mean, he didn't need to either, really.
No, but
probably would have been a better fight to watch if he did.
If he had done something. Neither one, to me, that was a fight watching. It looked like they were both afraid to take chances because they know the other guy's a very highly skilled individual. So they were both afraid to take chances. And that's sometimes what you run into when you have 2 highly skilled guys.
Oh, yeah.
They run into it and it ends up being a boring fight.
Remember Francis Rosenstruck? I mean, it was off.
Man.
Which, who knows? Now, the way the NBA's talking, I'm sure you saw that. Maybe it's rigged betting-wise. Who knows?
Well, I've been saying the NBA's been rigged for years.
Dude, that story is...
You haven't believed me, but I've been
crazy. But who knows?
But moving on, Volkov, where does he go from there? He gets a title fight, but he would have.
Yeah, I think if we'll talk about the no contest, I think he would have got a title fight, assuming John Jones didn't change what he did as well, too. But now, no. I mean, it would be too long, and they're going to have Volkov fight someone.
Fight somebody.
So,
and
it won't be serial.
And that sucks because he got screwed against Gon, too. He won that fight against Cyril. He lost a split decision on that one. And I thought he clearly won that fight against Cyril Gon.
And he's already beat Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're right.
I don't know where he goes. And at heavyweight, you take a big risk every time you fight.
Yeah.
Because it just takes one punch.
Yep.
But maybe somebody he's fought Derek Lewis before.
Yeah. I mean,
and he got beat. Maybe that's somebody he can avenge a previous loss to. And Derek Lewis is a big name.
it was a long time ago, too. That was 2018. So
Yes, but that's somebody he can avenge a loss to.
yeah. And I like Derek Lewis.
That's a fun fight to do.
That's a fun fight.
I think that's something, but I mean, that's a very high risk fight for him because Derek Lewis, I mean, there's nobody that punches harder than that guy in the UFC.
No, I think he does throw the hardest. And since Francis isn't in the UFC, I think he throws the hardest punch for sure.
And that's a dangerous fight to take for somebody that should be getting a title fight. So I don't know, man.
You know who and I know he's not in the UFC anymore. He's in the Bellator right now, but I'd like to Curtis Blades. I'm a big fan of Curtis Blades.
Curtis Blades is in PFL?
For sure. No, not PFL, Bellator. I think he's in Bellator.
Bellator's not around.
Yeah, it's still there.
Bellator's shut down.
No, they still have it. They still have it out. Got bought by whatever, but they still have fights that they're putting out every once in a while.
I thought they finally stopped.
I think this is like still going on just barely.
I'm gonna look that up. Could be right. I think they did that for a little while, but I think they stopped.
But anyway, Curtis Blades would be a fight that I think would be.
Curtis Blades would be a good fight. That would be a good. Has he already fought Curtis Blades?
Yeah, he lost to him back in 20.
So that would be another fight. Maybe he could avenge a loss too. But yeah, Curtis Blades is a fight.
I don't know. Like we're talking about how the light heavyweight division has kind of just gone from nothing to everything. Heavyweight's kind of flipped. It's weird, you know.
Heavyweight's getting to be a solid division.
Yep.
Moving on from heavyweight to little guys. Umar Nurmagomedov fought Mario Bautista, and Bautista, we both said it would be a competitive fight, more competitive than what most people thought it would be. But we suggested Umar win all 3 rounds, but in closely contested rounds, or fairly closely contested rounds. We didn't think Bautista would get blown out of the water. And Umar was super favored. I think Bautista was getting a little overlooked on that. And it was exactly how he called it. I mean, Umar won all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it was a super dominating fashion. But what did you talk about Umar discussing after that?
Yeah, after in the post-fight press conference, it's really, you know, we saw the moment to where Alex Pereira said, "I'm not going back to the tire shop." It was real visceral reactions, and he basically just fell on his own sword. And he talked about how he won and he was proud and all that stuff, but he brought up Khabib, and he said the difference between, and he said everyone Khabib practices with, which is everyone in that group. Mm-hmm. And then Khabib is that they just don't have the work ethic that Khabib have. And he gave specific examples of flying back at midnight from an awful flight, awful trips, not working out, and then putting on shoes and going and running at 1 o'clock in the morning, or making sure he has at least one workout in every single day, no matter what happens. And he talked about how that's what he's missing. And he thinks that's what's not allowing him to get to what he said is the next level. And he's going to stop that. So,
well, if he does that, I mean,
will he fight Merab?
Yeah, if he trains like that, I mean, if that's really what he was doing, the difference, because what beat him against Merab was cardio.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Because he won the first 2 rounds against Merab. Yeah, and then he was so gassed in the 3rd and 4th, and the 5th was unbelievably gassed.
Yes.
If he's got cardio, he just needs cardio for 5 more minutes because Merab's not finishing.
Literally 5 minutes. Literally 5 more minutes.
If he can just have enough cardio to last the 3rd round. You know, because I think skill-wise, he's probably better than Merab. I think skill-wise he is. His wrestling's...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it just does never get stopped.
Yeah, Merab just goes 1,000 miles an hour.
I mean, like I talked to you, allegedly before the fight he had last time, the same day, Saturday morning, he went 5 rounds in his sparring session.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. You know, if Umar gets his cardio, if that's what he's missing, and he says that's what he's doing wrong, you know, if his cardio's up, he's going to be a dangerous, because his tracking's significantly better.
Do you think he's got a chance to go, well, you know, now, Merab's fighting Peter Yan, that's in December, and that would be, you know, Merab breaking history with the most title defenses in a single calendar year. We both think he's going to win that. We've already talked about that. Who's after that? Is it Umar?
It's got to be.
Do you think that...
Again. It's got to be him again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who else it necessarily would be. My worry is Umar going to be able to wait that long? Like, I'm looking at specifically in between there, do we get a Sugar Sean Umar fight?
You know, that's probably should.
I like Sugar Sean. I like watching him fight, but
when's he fought last?
It was Merab. He got beat for the second time.
And I've not even heard his name mentioned.
That's the second time too.
Yeah. And it was even more dominating than the first time.
I hate putting him in a situation where if he wins, he's going to get a title shot again because I don't want to see him against Marab again. But I don't know that I want Marab to have to wait till. I mean, we'd be talking about the White House card because they're fighting in December. Let's just say it goes 5 rounds, which it probably will. And let's say, Peter can box. So let's say he gets a couple of decent shots in, gets a cut, breaks a nose like, happened with Tom. He's going to be out commission-wise at least 3 months.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at March, April already.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a long time to wait.
It is a long time to wait. And he probably would want a break after, even regardless how it goes against Peter Yan.
Yeah.
Fighting 4 calendar year.
Yes. And we got to also think about the fact the first promo actually dropped this morning. I haven't watched it, but I saw it online for the UFC on Paramount.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they're going to have to start bolstering those cards. And Sugar Sean Umar is a hell of a fight to say, hey, let's watch. They've never fought each other, I don't think. I don't remember them fighting each other.
No, haven't.
So, that might be what we see. And after that, other than Corey Sandhagen, there's no one. And Sandhagen, he's going to have to take a step down too.
Yeah, he
looked good first round.
He did. He looked really good against Marab, but he's never in his wrestling high level enough.
Right. And he's called out. I know right after the fight, he called out Sugar Sean and said that's a fight people want to see. That's different styles. I like that.
I'm good with that.
But I don't know. I just don't think Umar. I don't think the UFC's in a spot to have do that.
See, Umar was another pretty boring fight. He was never going for a finish. So I don't think you even need to reward that guy with a fight like that for a title fight.
You're 100% true, but I am getting tired of the UFC not rewarding wins like that.
I do hate that.
Because I feel like Bilal, it took him forever to get his shot. He's not champion anymore, but he dominated people in ways that people didn't like, but he still dominated people.
He won like 11 or 12 fights in a row for a game.
Yeah.
And John, throwing the way back clock, but John Fitch did that years ago.
Yes.
John Fitch wasn't fun to watch, but he won like 10 fights before they finally okay, title fight for you.
There is something too, if you don't like someone laying on you, stand up.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yeah, that's all. It's your skill. And that's really what the title should be based on, skill.
Yeah.
Not who sells more tickets. But unfortunately, it's a business as well.
Connor changed a lot of that when he came in too. It was even before that, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, it's always been prize fighting.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
that's a division that I don't think is very deep.
No.
But the top 5, it's good. If you take Marab out, it's a really competitive top 5. But even if with Marab, they're fun fights. It's good stuff. It's always good when we can't sit here and say definitely what's going to happen next.
Speaking of not deep divisions, the women's strawweight title fight was this weekend. And I texted you before, whenever you texted me co-mains on, I said, well, obviously I wasn't watching, but I was like, well, 100% this fight goes all 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And, sure enough, it did. And I also learned before that allegedly Mackenzie Dern found out she was fighting for a real championship title on Instagram. She didn't even know it was for a championship title.
What? That was in the contract?
She thought it was like an interim title or something.
Oh my gosh.
What's the lady from China? What's her name? The champion?
Wei Ling Zhang?
Yeah. I guess she's moving up in division.
No, I think that is right. Yeah.
So I read about all this because, it's no secret. I'm not a fan of women's MMA. I hate to be that guy, but I just find it boring. And so she fought Verna Jandiroba.
Yeah.
And I guess they fought before.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern beat her the first time.
Yes.
But Verna had been on a win streak where Mackenzie Dern's kind of flip-flops wins and losses.
Especially over the last 4 or 5
I don't know I don't know how deep the division is.
It's not.
But if you got somebody that's 4-4 in their last 8 and they're getting a title fight, you're hurting. That's almost a division you need to get rid of at that point.
I think
the UFC wanted Dern to win.
Oh, without a doubt. There's no doubt in the entire world. So that would be.
But so if she lost, she won a decision. But had she lost, do you think they would have folded that division like they did the 145 division in women's?
I don't.
Because that's what, 115?
Yeah.
So they could have 125, 135. Because that's so thin. I'm sure they got 10 fighters in strawweight.
Oh, they've at least got them listed. Man, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know that they would actually cut the division. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think they would take too much stuff. But I'm looking at it right now. There's not, it goes 5 deep probably. And that's not even looking at maybe if anybody can cross over. Out of everyone, the one that they had to have win was was Mackenzie Dern. I mean, she kind of checks all the boxes as far as like marketing. She's an attractive lady. She does fight fun. That wasn't, but she fights fun.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I did see her face was banged up.
It was.
And Verna's was not.
But I mean,
and she won an easy decision. I say easy, 3 rounds on 2 of the judges, and one had her win all 4 rounds.
She can dominate most of those girls. If she wants to, she can most of the time get them down and keep them down. And I mean, Tatiana Suarez is there. That might be a fun fight next. That's probably what they're looking at next. Amanda Lemos is there. Again, she just lost to Tatiana Suarez, so it's probably going to be Mackenzie Dern, Tatiana Suarez next, I would assume.
Isn't Suarez? She's a pretty good wrestler. I think I've watched her fight with.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was just sitting here,
doesn't she fought for a title though? Also, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know about loss.
I think she got beat in a title fight recently.
I would,
but I guess if you're champion,
for Zhang Weilei, yeah, absolutely. Back in February, and
so I guess I
think Tatiana beats Mackenzie Dern. I think, and that I haven't gone into it deep, but I think that's kind of, from the UFC's point of view, kind of like you say, it's no secret you don't like the women's events. It's no secret. I think a lot about the marketing of it. That's kind of how I like to look at it. And I think having Mackenzie Dern at least lets them put someone up to get that belt out there and be looked at. And then she could easily.
And let's bust out. Don't like women's fights. Yeah, it's good to have a break or go to the bathroom. Or
restroom break match or whatever restroom match.
And I'm kidding. There's sometimes women fights are more fun than the men fights.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just the divisions are so thin across the board, not just in the UFC, but I mean in the United States or the world even. So you're getting women getting in the UFC that have 6-3 records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
I hear you.
It's just the skill gap so much different. So, and like I say, sometimes they do have put on really fun fights, but this one was not one of them.
No, and I think most people probably knew that this is probably what it was going to be like going in. That's kind of the fighters that they are. That's kind of like you were talking about the division. I mean, it's tough because it's the smallest division too. Sometimes if you have, you could look at someone going up to make the division fun. I mean, I'm looking at everybody in flyweight and some names that might be fun, or there's no way they're going down. Rose Namajunas, she's not going down. Macy Barber, she's not going down. Aaron Blanchfield, she sure as hell is not going to be able to go down. Like, they're not. There's no chance for them to come save the division as far as big names.
Well, as Shevchenko, she's
the champion in flyweight.
Okay, I know she's champion, but she's not very big, is she?
No, but she's talked about going up.
Oh, okay.
So,
here's the thing about her. She's really entertaining to watch fight. Her kickboxing is next level.
But think about this too, though. She's a vet. I mean, she's up there in her late 30s, so it'd be even harder to cut that weight at that.
That's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see it. They're going to have someone internally. It's going to be Tatiana Suarez, Mackenzie Dern. We got Americans. That's a good thing.
Tatiana Suarez and Mackenzie Dern, boy, that ought to sell about 10 tickets.
Oh, it'll sell tickets because of the way they look, just to be completely honest. Well, but I don't know about the fight. I don't know how. I mean, I think Tatiana Suarez will win it, but.
Well, maybe Dern will enjoy her championship reign. Maybe she'll win 10 fights.
Probably be short, man, because I just don't see it. But anyway.
How it main event?
Man, I don't know. I've gone back and forth. I've thought about it. Obviously, anyone listening to this probably knows it ended up being a no contest due to a unintentional
double eye poke.
It was a double eye poke. And when you look at it, it was knuckle deep. It was pretty nasty.
It was pretty gnarly.
But let's start there. Unintentional versus intentional. It's no secret that a lot of what John Jones, and that's what a lot of people were talking about right at the fight, sticking those fingers out. That's kind of a John Jones thing.
110%. John Jones intentionally poked eyes.
So that was kind of the joke right after, is that if that happened to him against Gone, imagine how much John Jones could basically rip his eye out. But was it unintentional or intentional? Because it was an open hand and it was an offhand. There was no punch thrown.
I don't look at it. Didn't look intentional. Like you watch some of Jones's where he'll literally jab his finger. I don't think it was that. It didn't look as intentional as Jones's was. I think it was more of
distance.
Yeah.
And it's not like you said, it wasn't necessarily a poke as much as his eye. Because originally it touched a little higher than the eye, not in the eye socket. And then I guess when the force came in, it kind of pushed it into the socket.
Boy, did it push it in. But before the eye poke happened, they were throwing heavy leather at each other. I'll give Gon credit. Gon was punching harder than he had bad intentions behind everything he was throwing. But I'll say, Asphalt did too, but Gon was more technical and had a more methodical approach to what he was throwing. And, Gon was counter-striking a lot. Gon was landing often.
He broke his nose.
He broke his nose early in the fight. He was landing off. And I know if you look at total strikes, I think he'd only outlanded Tom by like 5. But if you look at what they were actually doing when they were landing, I think Tom landed 2 or 3 really good strikes. But he landed some good leg kicks. But what surprised me, Tom went for a takedown at one point.
And got stuffed.
And not just, it was a very amateurish looking takedown attempt. I'll be honest, it looked terrible. And I did not expect that. I did talk about that. We talked about him being a high level wrestler. And I said I've never seen it because he's never wrestled in the FC. And you said he was a high level wrestler because that's what we're told. And I said, I've never seen a high level wrestler out of the UK. I just never seen it. And it did not look high level. Ciryl Gane shoved it off so easily. Ciryl Gane was landing at will. And I'll tell you this, Aspinall was starting to look tired already.
It worries me because of how much everybody talked and everybody knows that was Tom's chance. I mean, even before the fight happened, the UFC tweeted out some like promotional thing of this is where Tom shuts everybody up. This is Tom's chance to shut up everybody.
Yeah.
So
I thought he was going to. I bought into the hype just as much because he's not had a fight go other than Andrei Arlovsky back in his early, first few fights in FC. He's never had a fight go where he had to go sit on a stool.
Yeah, I think he lost the first. I know he was getting around, but
there's 20 seconds left.
There's no way that he would have.
No,
he would have lost the first.
And he was tired because everything he throws, don't matter if it's a kick or a punch, he throws it as hard as he can.
Yeah, and even though it was a bad takedown, it still takes a lot of energy to do that.
And he didn't look good. He was getting his strikes looked the same as always. His chin I talked about that. His chin stays high, and that's not good for getting hit against. He got clipped a few times. His chin stays high. He was throwing everything, trying to shut Gane's lights off.
Which is what he usually does. He usually comes in and overpowers people quick.
Ciryl Gane's he's a good striker. And he was, if that was the type of match it's going to be, I don't see in a rematch Tom Aspinall beating him.
Well, you never know what's going to happen in the next fight. You never know. How much does that broken nose play something in? It definitely looked like he was going into a little bit of a shell.
He was tired. Boy, he was tired already. And Gane wasn't breathing heavy.
Obviously, double eye poke. It was pretty nasty. Tom took all 4 in about 4 minutes, 45 seconds, and he was at the end of it. Said he couldn't see out of his eye.
I think he was wanting a way out. I hate to be that way, but
that's what people are saying.
I hate to be that way.
Joel Sonnen said it straight up. He said it out loud. He said maybe not that he was looking for a way out, but the truth of the matter is that at this division and at this level, we fight through eye pokes.
Yes. You remember Anthony Smith taking an illegal knee, I think, from John Jones. He could have been the champion.
Yeah.
And he kept fighting instead because that's what you do at this level. And Tom was, okay, what fight was it? Was it Kevin Holland last week where he got hit in the groin?
Yeah.
And he hit bad. And it was hurting him literally the whole fight. And he continued to fight the entire rest of the fight with that injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it wasn't going the way Tom wanted. Tom was tired. Tom saw an opportunity to,
Dana,
get a redo, get a mulligan as you do in golf.
I need them all. Dana, his comments on it afterwards were pretty interesting too, because he said Tom didn't want to finish the fight. And that's pretty interesting to say it that way, that Tom didn't want to finish the fight as opposed to there's a disqualification or, anything to that nature. So, I've got to imagine that Dana White is beside himself as far as it was very clear to me that had planned out.
When do they rematch?
Very soon. The broken nose is going to be a problem. You're going to have at least probably 60 days from the commission, I bet.
With no contact.
He'll still be able to keep his cardio up. So,
well,
they might be the January card. You might be able to slide that.
I don't think so. He's going to want...
Too soon?
Yes, he's going to want 2 or 3 month typical camp as a champ will want. So you're looking at 5 months out probably.
And then you're looking,
Holds up the division big time.
and yeah, it was already held up too.
Yeah, so already held up.
And then you're looking at after that, I'm sure Dana would have wanted that belt on the White House card. This is probably going to take it out of. I mean, I know they're kind of close, depending on. But what happens if he breaks his nose again, or what?
So I tell you what, I could actually see happening. Them rebooking it for the White House card.
That'd be so long, though.
I mean, it's 8 months out. He's got a 60-day window or maybe even 90-day window of no contact. That's typically what the commissions order. So he's not getting to spar or do anything for 90 days. Then you take a 3-month camp, that's 6 months. So
let me ask you this. This is interesting. Do you think that, let's say they do that, and let's say they run it back at the White House card. You've got Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, let's say, okay? And they're going to make it for a BMF belt. Let's say that they do Alex Pereira versus John Jones. They do that for a BMF belt or whatever. And then they've got Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane for the undisputed heavyweight championship. What main events?
John Jones, Alex Pereira.
Do you think they can do that without the belt being last?
Yeah, because you look at the body of work those guys have.
But without the belt, though?
Yeah, I think so.
That's weird. It feels weird.
It does feel weird, but I mean,
what I'm getting at even before that is stuff we've talked about. If you do have to put the main event as that heavyweight championship, do they want someone who is British winning the title at the White House at the very last match?
Or a French guy, either one does.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
but what I'm saying, what I think, you put your American, who's the greatest fighter of all time, as much as I hate to say that, John Jones.
Yeah.
You put him in the main event of your White House card, that makes sense. So I think that's what they need to do. If they have,
but again, and this is something they could think about as well too. Putting Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane before that eliminates that question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be something that plays into it as well too. I don't know. The one thing that it did is it messed everything up as far as planning for him, it seemed like.
If Dana wants to call me or you, and Scotty, if you can get a hold of him, if he's not kidnapped in Paris.
I don't meet the limit anymore. They wouldn't let me fight a heavyweight fight.
I'm not saying fight, bro. I'm saying book a new card. Book the card for him. Don't come with the plans.
I thought you were saying step in to give a little.
I don't think they'd have to pay me an awful lot of money to get knocked out in front of millions of people like that. Like, I'd fight CM Punk or somebody like that in the FC. But if you told me to fight Tom Aspinall or Cyril Gane, like, you're going to pay me a lot of money, bro.
Is it more having to pay the money because you're getting knocked out or because you're getting knocked out in front of a million people?
That.
Like,
what
could arrange it for a garage.
Yeah. All right. All I'm saying is, I've had like 7 concussions. I'm going to take an 8. Like, you're going to have to pay me a good chunk of money.
For sure. And they're going to have to pay medicals.
Speaking of, I guess it's not even speaking of, let's just read an ad from a sponsor.
We'll get better at that.
Yes. Speaking of safety, M3 Guns and Tactical at 309 North Main in Bing. It's a gun store, obviously. They have a great selection of guns, personal special orders, accessories, and ammunition, and gunsmithing by appointment. The guys running the store are great guys. So if you need help with safety or how to get a handgun license or want to go to a hunter safety course, I'm sure they can help you with that as well. But it's at 309 North Main in Bing. M3 Guns and Tactical.
Tell them Scrap Talk sent you.
Yeah, tell them Scrap Talk sent you, and maybe, just maybe, they'll have something special for you.
So one of the things about being able to talk today about last night's card or yesterday's card, we missed one, and we didn't really get to go into one. And there was a fight night 2 weeks ago now, which really only had one big fight, I would say. There's some names, yeah, but most people were looking at it for RDR versus Brendan Allen. Yeah. We talked a little bit about Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. That was pretty crazy. That was one of the more egregious, like, bad groin shots that I've seen. I mean, most people would. Kevin Holland's just a dog, dude. He just likes to fight. The fact that he gets paid for fighting is probably just a bonus to him. Like,
Kevin Holland, and he talks the whole time he's fighting. Fun. But, I still
Dana while he's fighting.
And he was still very competitive, even though he was in clear agony after getting hit in the cup. I mean, clear agony. And not for this 5-minute break, but for the next 5 minutes and for the last 2 minutes of that round, and then for the last round. Like, he fought for 12-ish minutes in sheer agony. So I respect the guy even more. I always liked Kevin Holland. I'll put him on any card. I'll be glad he's on there.
Yeah, he's kind of at that point now to where almost like a Cowboy Cerrone. His wins and losses don't matter.
No.
It's not, I mean, you just put him up against anybody and it's going to be a fight most people want to see.
Yep.
You know,
You can put him up against somebody coming up. And
anybody. Or you could put him up against someone who's already an established star as needing a fight. I mean, he can do anything you want.
Yeah, and he's going to he trains seriously, he takes it seriously.
No weight cut issues like our big friend Kelvin Gastelum, none of that stuff.
Exactly. Like, that dude's a professional.
Yep.
And he's also hilarious.
Yeah.
And he can fight.
He's like a...
But the main event...
Well, I mean, it's always, before we get there, it's always fun to watch Drew Dober win. I like watching Drew Dober. He won.
He did win. So he also hit the dude in the nuts.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
He did.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the main event's what most people are talking about and want to talk about. I think going into it, most people had RDR as kind of the next, challenger, if you will. I don't know if you can even say there's a chance to do it, but still,
he was
next challenger.
If he wins this fight, he was getting a title fight.
Yes, I think so.
And I talked about how that was a dangerous fight for him because he was kind of like we're talking about Volkov. Whoever he fights, and if you're not for a title, it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And you're fighting somebody way lower ranked. You're fighting somebody lower ranked than the guy you fought before. And Renard the Ritter, RDR, first round, pure domination. Pure domination.
Yeah.
Took him down, took his bat.
Kind of what we thought probably would happen the whole fight.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be 5 rounds. Second round, he looked exhausted.
And it's interesting because before the fight, I don't know if you saw this, I haven't brought it up to you, but before the fight, he was talking about how since he's fighting this fight, he doesn't feel like he has to focus as much on his cardio.
Huh.
So, maybe you should have.
Well, he talked about we'll go into that in a second. But he fought Brandon Allen. They used to train together. Brandon Allen said he wasn't worried about his grappling because Brandon Allen said they trained together and they weren't friends or nothing, but they trained at the same gym. They're at, I think, American Top Team in Florida.
That's it, yeah.
And
Florida.
Yeah, and he said that he wasn't concerned with RDR's grappling. He thought he could hold his own grappling with him. And the second round got taken down again, back taken. Well, he shucks RDR off and gets on top and starts landing some great ground and pound. RDR was doing nothing, trying to get up or trying to get a sweep or reverse position at all. Not trying to create any separation to stand up. He just literally was content to hope he just didn't get hit as many times as he could. You know what I mean? Like
he did. He looked exhausted. Which, I mean, obviously that's what happened at the end of the fight.
And then the end of the round, Brandon Allen springs up, goes to his corner. RDR sits there.
Yep.
Third round, same thing. This is the second. Punishment for RDR. Round ends. Brandon Allen springs up, goes to the corner. RDR sits there even longer to the point the ref's like,
"Got to get up.
You got to get up."
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for a miracle because I like RDR.
Yeah, I do too.
And I'm just like, please, man, like pull out a lucky submit, get a guillotine or something. Just pull a rabbit out of your hat. And it didn't happen. Fourth round, same thing. End of the round, he goes to his corner and RDR's corner threw in the towel.
Yeah.
Said, we're done.
I mean, it was probably the best thing to do.
Well, he talked about it. He said there was no reason it wasn't going to get any better, basically is what they said. And there's no reason to take any unnecessary punishment more than he had already taken, which he took a lot.
And he didn't have, you never know, miracles can happen, but he didn't have the physical energy to do something enough to cause a win.
I don't think
he had to win the fight by a submission or not.
Yeah, he had to finish it in the fifth round, and it wasn't happening.
No.
So his corner did the right thing, I think. But now
that but that changes a lot of middleweight.
It does change it, and you got Brandon Allen now. He's 26-7 or 27-6. Marvin Vittori now with RDR. I mean,
so like the new rankings are out, and he's up to 5. De Ritter's already down to 8. Baralio De Ritter sounds like a really fun fight again. What are we going to do with Izzy? Is he going to fight again? Is he going to be in there? He's the first person you see, I think, in that promo.
I don't think Izzy's going to fight it anymore.
But I don't know that I agree with you on that, but I think I would say Izzy's not going to fight the number 7th ranked anybody anymore.
No, that's for sure. He'll be like Connor, just automatically spring up for a title fight
or a big name fight, something cross. Yeah. I mean, Sean Strickland that's the best thing that happened to Sean Strickland. He's under suspension right now.
I mentioned UFC 43 last week is my favorite UFC event ever. And this RDR deal reminded me of that with Matt Lindland. Well, not Matt Lindland didn't gas and get beat, that kind of threw a wrench in plans. Matt Lindland had fought Morello Bustamante for a title several UFCs before this, lost. And Lindland, at the time, was thought to be the best 185er on the planet. And Matt Lindland wins a couple of fights, and basically, if he wins this next fight, we're throwing Matt Lindland back in the title. And he took down Blanco Vitali, takes him down and knocks himself out during the takedown.
Oh, no.
So he lost by the KO, but he KO'd himself.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, the UFC is just like, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Because I think that was the same situation here. And that's what it reminded me of. Like I said, it wasn't the same, but it's the same in the fact that this guy's, we almost can guarantee he's going to win. So we're planning the future with him winning, and then they don't win.
Yeah.
So now you got to,
What are you going to do?
yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do?
first and figure something out.
Who's Hamzat going to fight next? I mean,
Ismanov, whatever his name.
I don't, Strickland?
Well,
Probably Strickland, I would think now. I mean,
I'm Evolve, however, called himself the only contender.
yeah, but okay.
I mean, you say that he's won 5 fights in a row, and he beat Israel Adesanya. He knocked him out.
He did just beat Baralho.
And he beat Braulio. I mean, and he's beat Brennan Allen already.
I don't know, man. I don't.
And he's beat Jared Cannonier before that. I think you gotta give Evolve a title fight. Now, what else do you do?
I mean, again, the timing of all this, we don't have a Hamzat fight. We know that. There has not been an announcement. So that means probably they're looking at him as that January card for the UFC. That's probably, you would probably want him to fight at the White House, right? So if you're trying to like look forward, because let me ask you this just straight up. Do you think that Evolve can beat Hamzat?
I mean, he can.
Do you think that he will?
No.
Okay. So assuming that, then if we put Hamzat with Evolve in January, Hamzat wins, you could then do Hamzat Strickland to get that storyline built up for the White House.
Strickland's going to have to win a fight.
Does he, you think? I mean, he just lost MVP, but he lost twice.
Strickland's,
who else is going to fight before him for the title?
Strickland hasn't. He's only fought once in 25 and he lost.
But who's going to fight? Who are they going to put above Strickland other than Imanov for the title? Who? I mean, there's no one. Izzy? That would be the only one just because of the name. They're not.
I'll beat Izzy and Strickland.
They're not going to put Brendan Allen above Sean Strickland. They're not going to put Anthony Hernandez above Sean Strickland.
Maybe Sean because he like that American patriot guy.
That's a story. I mean, he would lose, but the story they could build between him and Hamzat would be fun for the White House.
And it would be. But you also got to think, you got to have to load up cards elsewhere. So, I mean, you got to have championship fights on other cards.
But I mean, Hamzat against Imanov in January.
But by the time, you got, because the UFC White House is in June, right?
Yes, because it's, yeah.
So you don't want, May and July and August title fight.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have those. They're going to have to start being selective. Yeah. Like what we talked about, though, just a second ago, John Jones versus Alex Pereira, that helps that.
And Connor, and
those aren't
title fights.
Absolutely.
So you can have 2 or 3 title fights on that. I'd say two would what you'd want. Maybe a light heavyweight one and your heavyweight one, and then fill up another, throw Nate Diaz on there or something.
I mean, they could do that, honestly.
Yeah. So I mean,
you're probably going to see Ronda,
Yeah,
she'll fight for a title, I bet. I'm sure.
Is she 115 pounds?
Who knows now? I mean, who knows right now with how she's training? I don't know. I would think she's bigger than that.
I don't know.
I think she got bigger than that for a WWE run.
I don't remember what weight she fought at to begin with. Was it 135?
Yes, I think so. I don't think yeah. I don't, it's interesting, it's interesting, but then at the same time, all these hypotheticals and all these different matchups all lead to Hamzat being champion for the next 5 years. Unless he goes to another.
Well, middleweight for a while, that was kind of like light heavyweight does, and it was like the division. You're like, holy crap, any of these 10 guys can be champion.
Yeah.
And now you look at it and like, Hamzat don't have 9 guys that can even come close to beating him. So, I mean, who do you select?
I mean, the only 2 I think that are up there at the moment is Evolve and Strickland. I don't think Brendan Allen gets there with the win. No? I think DeRitter would have been there, but like, I don't know. If DeRitter would have won, it would have been easy. We would have saw Hamzat versus DeRitter.
Yep.
That would have been the next fight, something. But now it's like they got to figure out who they're going to put in there.
That's what I said. That's what reminded me of Matt Linden. I remember he was supposed to be like the guy to go, and then all of a sudden that's when you end up getting Evan Tanner and David Terrell coming back for that, I think. But anyway,
Marlon Vera lost on the fight as well too. Charles Jourdain defeated. He got a guillotine choke.
Cheeto got beat. Who did he fight?
Yeah,
went back. I forgot. I watched that.
Amon Zahibi. I think I said that right.
Oh yeah, that fight. I don't even like Cheeto Vera. I thought he won.
Yeah, Cheeto's fun to watch fight. I don't like him necessarily as a person. There's nothing I don't like about him, but
he's arrogant.
Well, but most of them, you got to be that.
Well, he's the only time I ever cheered for Sean O'Malley was against Cheeto Vera.
Come on now, Sugar Sean, you don't like the pink hair? Come on now.
I do not. But yeah, this guy, the dude, Zahabi, I think so you pronounce it, Zahabi. He's won like 8 fights in a row, I think, in the UFC. So maybe, that's, that fight maybe had more implications than I thought it should have. Because Cheeto Vera is kind of on his way out. He's the type of guy you can just put on cards to fill spots.
I agree.
It'll be entertaining.
Wholeheartedly.
And I thought Zahabi would have won a little bit easier than he did. But Cheeto's not an easy out for anybody either. So.
No, he's a great gatekeeper for that division as well too. When you get talking about those littler divisions, your gatekeeper is really not your 10; it's more like your 5.
There was a women's flyweight fight that had some title implications, which I think she had just fought for a title. The French lady, I believe, Manon Fiorot, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. That she won by TKO pretty early in the first round against another woman that was on a big win streak. So.
Put her on the card with Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall.
And have it in France.
Sure.
There you go.
I don't think Tom would like that, but sure. Hey, guys, so we also want to make sure that you remember coming up on just a couple Saturdays away, actually. November 8th, we've got the Super Fight Night is what they're calling it. 25 fights, Derek. All kinds of different fights. We got slap fighting, bare knuckle, MMA, kickboxing. We got some tough man contest. We got some amateur MMA. We've got some pro boxing, some amateur boxing, basically anything you want. It's going to be at the Chickasaw or the Grady County Fairgrounds in Chickasha. Again, that's November 8th.
When's bell time?
7 p.m. is when bell time starts.
So there's 25 fights.
And including grappling title belt. There's, I think, by my count, there's 3 or 4 different belts that are going to be on the line.
Right.
Championship fights. It's going to be fun. It's also featuring tough man slap competitions. Like we said, 25 different ones. We hope to have the promoter on any day, honestly.
Yeah, we were supposed to have had him on, but we just couldn't quite hammer out a time that would work for all of us. So.
But we will be there. I know at least Derek and myself will be there. I believe Scotty is planning on being there as well too.
Come say something to us.
We're going to pass out stickers. We got shirts, all kinds of stuff. Come on and see us. It should be a great fit. Tickets are fairly cheap. They're not too bad at all. Tickets are $50 for a ringside picture. If you want a general admission for the bleachers, it's $35. Full night of entertainment. It'll be a fun Saturday night.
And people can come find us. We'll even make a TikTok with them.
If they want. Oh, and whoever you are that keeps sending me all of my fan mail, come see me. Let's see who it is.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, we got some more of that for later. But yeah, November 8th, Grady County Fairgrounds in Chickasha, 7 p.m. bell time. Let's go, everybody. Let's sell that place out because that's going to be a lot of fun.
So, you've said Imanov's basically calling himself the only contender. That's some recent news that's popped out. Have you seen Conor McGregor's little path over the last 3 weeks at all?
I have not.
So he said he's gone on a spiritual journey.
Well, he needs one.
He looks different.
He does. What's the problem?
Yeah. He at bare knuckle, he was not his normal coked up self. Like he looked different. He had more of a composed demeanor. He was not in everybody's face. He wasn't talking crap. He wasn't threatening to firefighters, all that stuff. So he said he's had a spiritual journey. He said he's, dedicating himself back to wanting to be on the White House card.
Bare Knuckle just had an event yet. Was it yesterday?
Friday night.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of it? Was there any big fight?
I didn't know anybody really in it that much, and I chose to watch the slap fights instead.
So I'm going to start doing a better job of looking at the Bare Knuckle events because I want to watch them.
Yeah.
They're entertaining.
There's a couple of different quote unquote bare knuckle promotions, not just bare knuckle. They do pretty good stuff.
And you know what? Something was a kind of throwback. What I was thinking of whenever I was watching Tom Aspinall and Strogan, was back in, I think it was like UFC 49, and Randy Couture fought Vitor Belfort for the championship. It was their second meeting in their career. And early in the fight, Vitor throws a right cross, which grazed Randy Couture's eye. It wasn't eye poke, but it was a punch, but it wasn't a punch that landed. Just as the tip of his glove just grazed it and cut his eyelid. Well, it was bleeding badly enough, and Randy wanted to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Even though he couldn't even open his eye. That's the type of difference he got with Couture and Tom Aspinall. But Randy wanted to keep fighting. They stopped it. Well, it wasn't a no contest. They called it a TKO win for Vitor Belfort, so I don't know. I don't know how it was, but I always, to this day, I disagree with that call, but Randy lost the title. And that kind of reminded me of
RDR.
Yeah, no, the Aspinall.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned earlier, another fight, the previous event where RDR lost, it kind of threw a wrench in all their plans. It reminded me of the Matt Lindland deal, throwing a wrench in all their plans. So just the last couple of weeks has kind of been
History.
history repeating itself.
Pretty crazy. So do you think who definitely over the last 2 weeks we've had two losers. I think out of overall, obviously there's been a lot of losers, but there's been two overarching losers, and in my opinion, in the last 2 weeks, those are Tom Aspinall and RDR. I think from those two cards that just happened, they are the two that coming out of it have done the most damage, whether intentional or not, still the most damage to their brand, the most damage to their careers. Who rebounds first?
RDR said he had norovirus and something else going into that fight going on.
I mean, that would explain the cardio problem.
Yes.
I think. I don't know.
But he didn't want to weigh out. He still fought. So if he had that, then, Tom Aspinall.
It's going to be easier for Tom to win this discussion because
yes,
he's going to get an automatic rematch for the title fight.
Yeah, and he's still the champion.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, okay. Who knows when RDR is going to get another title fight? He's going to have to fight at least 2 or 3 before he gets that, I bet.
Yeah.
For sure, 2. Might be 2.
Because he's not appealing. His style of fighting is not appealing to that.
Nope. Joe. So Tom's going to literally get to wake up the next fight and be able to try to do it. But
yeah, who rebounds first? I think RDR rebounds first because I think Don's going to beat Tom Aspinall.
You think so? You think you're that far?
Watching that 4 minutes and 40 seconds of that fight, I don't think Tom was gassing. I don't think Tom had anything to offer him on his feet. And Tom's one takedown attempt looked like an amateur wrestler, a junior high wrestling double leg. It was bad.
I'll answer it this way. I think that RDR will win his next, he'll have a win sooner. But I think Tom will have a championship, obviously, fight and be champion sooner than RDR.
I don't think RDR
Ever, yeah.
But I think he gets a title fight before Aspinall
wins
a title.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that. It's going to be, it'll be fun. And the Tom Cyril Gone, I know it's awful right now, but the week of that rematch, it's going to be great because of all the stuff that we talked about, and everybody's going to be doubting Tom, and there's going to be, it's going to be a whole
other storyline in him. I hope he changes my mind because I like Tom Aspinall, but he was not impressive.
He was not, and that he had a chance to be impressive. Man, we're going to get on a break. We've kind of had a great time over the last few months with these cards. Even our Fight Night cards have been pretty decent here lately, but we're kind of getting into the point to where it's obvious
they're trying to get guys fights to fill their contracts.
They're trying to do that, and they're trying to save what they can for UFC on Paramount Plus stuff. So
yeah, the main event for the next one is Steve Garcia versus David Onama.
Now that's November 1st.
That's November 1st, and David Onama he's on a 4-fight win streak, but against who? Steve Garcia is 18-5, but he's won 7 or 8 in a row. But again, against who? I know he beat Calvin Kattar. But Qatar is not, he's not even a gatekeeper at this point in his career. That's your main event, boys. So, and then the next UFC after that, who's on that card?
Bonfim versus Brown. It's actually not even a full card yet. Now, Randy Brown's fun to watch when he fights. It's fun to watch.
November 8th.
Yeah, November 8th. They don't have the full fight card out yet, Derek.
Gabriel Bonfim, though, he has a very good record, but again.
Who against?
Yeah, who has he beat?
I don't know this one.
I think he beat Stephen Thompson, but Stephen Thompson's 57 years old, so.
They're obviously they've got to have.
And I think he lost that fight against Stephen Thompson.
They're going to have to either fill this card up or look at canceling the fights. They don't. They've only got one card listed on the main event so far. I'm sorry, the main card so far.
The next card even had anything to be excited about.
322.
322, and that's a pretty solid card.
November 15th. Yeah, you can tell this one's got some fights on it.
Darius, Benoit Saint Denis, I know, is on it. Leon Edwards, Carlos Perez on it. Bo Nickel.
Oh, Nick, yeah.
We're against
Jared Latchfield versus Tracy Cortez. Bernil Darius versus Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, even at the early fights, we got Cal Dawkins versus Gerald Mishkat. It's Angela Hill's fighting in the early prelims.
Yeah, so I mean, and then you've got your 2 title fights.
Yeah.
And
they'll both be good fights. I think they'll both
Jack
be good.
Della Maddalena for the welterweight, and then you got your women's flyweight, Shevchenko versus Zhang Wei.
We're not going to go into any kind of picks or anything of that nature right now, but I think they'll both be really good fights.
I think that whole card will be good. So, guys, we just got to muddle through the next couple weeks before we get a good card. I just go ahead and watch them because they're fights to watch, but I mean, that's why I'll watch them the next. And sometimes those cards where you don't know anybody, they're trying to make names for themselves. Sometimes they're the most fun cards you can have.
It's almost like they're a little bit more relaxed since they know John Jones isn't in the locker room right next to me or whatever.
So, before we cut the show.
Oh, I thought we were done.
No, we have a couple messages for you.
For me?
Well, sort of for you. This one.
Why do people not like me?
Well, how's your face?
It's a podcast,
Oh,
Derek.
yeah, I don't. I understand why I don't like it. Well, the first one's from our old friend Jeet Kune Joe again.
Again, Chickasha. A couple Saturdays away. Come to the fights.
So, Jeet Kune Joe, it has panel questions. This is for both of us.
Okay. We have not gone over these before.
Yep.
Just so everyone knows, this is going to be raw reactions.
So, the first question is, UFC legend Chuck Liddell holds a bachelor degree. Can you please tell us what the major was and what institute of higher learning he graduated from? I know where he went to school, though. I have no idea what degree he has.
I don't even know where he went to school. Did he wrestle in school?
He wrestled.
Where was it at?
Cal Poly State.
Okay, I wouldn't. I maybe could have got that.
I mean, Division One. He's a
Yeah. The thing about wrestling on college level, especially Division One, there's not that many of them.
Yeah.
So like, if you could maybe get there, what was it? It's got to be like, watch it. It's like business finance or something.
Hang on. Let's look it up.
That's pretty fun.
Let's look it up.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he has a degree.
Do you know what his degree is in? Business and accounting. Yeah, that's the one time he can predict something around.
Yeah.
The last part we both predicted. I went 3-1. You went 2-2.
That's not bad.
And for me, he went 0-5. No, 0-4, I guess, because of no contest.
Right.
But either way,
One.
this one you are correct on. You got one out of the two. You didn't know what college he went to, but good job guessing his degree.
I could have probably got there on the college just because I know he's from California, and I could have got there at the Division I wrestling. Just a complete guess on the business finance and business accounting.
That's the furthest thing I'm going to guess.
Right.
I'm going to guess sports life.
But who knows? We know him as he could. We've never heard any problems financially for him, so he could be like the best manager of his money that he's ever been. I mean, he definitely has allegedly at one time, probably still today, he had a pretty hardcore coke habit that we see all the time. So
Yeah.
that takes money.
That does take money. And I wonder if he can do my taxes or something for that.
How cool would that be to say Chuck Liddell did my taxes?
And then there's a
Who did I get to fight the IRS? Chuck Liddell.
But there's a second question from Mr. Jeet Kune Joe. He said, hypothetical question. The Bean Gangsta Law Dog and Little Jerry Seinfeld in a cage fight.
Who's little like Jerry Seinfeld, like the actor?
Little Jerry
What's
Seinfeld.
little Jerry Seinfeld?
I'll look it up. I watch Seinfeld too. I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, he is little. He's pretty frail looking. In a cage fight
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
I'd whoop his ass.
You'd be,
I'd whoop his ass.
oh, no. It's Little Jerry is a rooster that is
A rooster?
that Kramer buys because he thinks it's a hen for eggs, and it turns out it's a rooster. And he witnessed it be a small dog into submission, so he used it for cockfighting.
I definitely never got super into Seinfeld. I liked it, but it wasn't great. So we're talking about a rooster that is a cockfighting rooster?
Yeah, let's say it's prime.
Well, in his prime?
Yeah. In the rooster's prime.
I've already had a rooster whip my ass, and I had to give it away and change it to a nice docile rooster.
Oh, man.
I'm already 0 for 1 in that.
And this one, is a cockfighting rooster. So, yeah. So, probably I'd say Little Jerry Seinfeld probably beats
No,
Slow.
I'd wring that thing's neck so quick. I'd pick it up and just slam it over and over and over.
Jeet Kune Joe, keep it coming.
Kind of like you did to South Carolina.
Oh, what? Or are you? No, never mind. I got beat by Ole Miss. Never mind.
Very bad, yes.
Okay.
But we're still remembering the South Carolina, the Gamecocks.
All right. So next we have a message from our old pal, the catch wrestling Gracie Hunter, and here it is. Y'all go ahead and listen.
Law, I hope you're doing good. I hear the podcast is up. I did some polling. You've got more listeners. They like my spot on the show. You're welcome. You're top 35% of all podcasts because of me. Now down to some constructive criticism here, and don't take it personal. I got some awards to give out. Law, I'm giving you a black belt in dressing terrible. I seen you on the TikTok, and you're either unemployed or unemployed. You're not sponsored by Under Armour, that's for sure, because you had the world's ugliest Under Armour shirt on with a hat that was orange, and the Under Armour shirt was a shade of fuchsia or magenta with stripes. That was terrible. I hope that was a free shirt. And Law, don't be questioning whether I'm a male or a female. I'm an American male of the alpha type. And that's way before Uriah Faber founded Team Alpha Male. Don't be questioning me. Don't be sassing me. I've seen you on the TV now. And you look about as tough as Charmin Ultra toilet paper. I want to be your friend. I want to help you. But don't be sassing me. Keep it up. I'll get you some more listeners. Until next time.
All right. So, Mr. Gracie Hunter, I know we appreciate all the help. So, I think, Law, I think we need to have a spot of, at the end of every show, we'll give him 2 minutes. And it'll be the catch wrestling corner. I think that's a good name for it.
No.
No.
Just no. No.
No.
Just no.
Like your shirt. I looked at it, but
Mr. Catch Wrestler. Team Alpha Male was founded in 2004. You say that you've been an alpha since before that. How old are you?
he sounds pretty old.
I mean, he sounds like a few people I think that I know making a voice, sending in some stuff. Come see us. You're watching us all the time. You're on social media watching us. You have to reach out and find us on that. You can't just, it's not popping up on your stuff just by itself. Come see us. Send in more stuff.
We get more views though than you would think on our stuff. I don't have a whole lot of followers.
He's got to find a way to get it somehow, and he's been here since almost day one.
That's true. Like day 3, I think,
So,
or 4. So anyway,
I don't even know what to say to that, to be completely honest. Like we said, this is raw reactions. The shirt was free. My wife bought it for me. I don't know.
I didn't think it was a bad looking shirt, Law.
It's because it wasn't.
That's one. He said like fuchsia or whatever he said. All right. Until next time, we will be here to cover the awesome fights.
We are going to start. We've kind of been teasing it the last few weeks. You're going to get 2 drops this week from us. You're going to get our normal episode, and we're going to go into a deep dive, if you will, of a specific fighter. So we're going to try to make that the norm moving forward. You have to kind of tune in and see who we're going to go about first as the inaugural one, but you will get 2 from us. When are we planning on doing the second one, Derek?
We're probably dropping on Thursday.
So Mondays and Thursdays, we can kind of plan on moving forward.
Yeah.
So make sure to take account of that. Watch us, share us, all that good stuff. Send us likes, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you all.
And please keep sending email.
Absolutely. Good, bad, whatever. But maybe address Derek and Scotty too, not just me.
All right. Until next time. See y'all then.
That is it for this round of Scrap Talk. We will catch you next time. If you want to help 3 losers out, Follow, share, and follow us on all forms of social media at Scrap Talk Pod. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time on Scrap Talk.